Hey everyone. Well, you get to certain times of the year, your team wins the best game, the final game of the year, Super Bowl champions, and you hear all the athletes that say, "Oh, I'm going to the best place on earth" when they win. Well, we're going not to the best place on earth for those guys. We're going to the best place on earth for us. You ready? Well, like I said, it's the best place on earth. You know what that means? It's time for Menards.
All right, sir.
Here we go.
Good morning. Hi, Scott. How you doing today?
Hi, Vicki. How you doing? Thanks.
Good. Have a good day. Thank you for shopping Menards.
You bet. Thanks. Kitchen's here. Hey, Walt.
Hi, Scott. Good seeing you again.
All right. Thanks. So we're looking at paintbrushes. How can that be used? Paint. Let's see. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Scott.
How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, thanks. We've got all kinds of different kinds of paints. Probably slow down a little bit. Don't need to walk that fast. Huh. We got tile board. Well, that's interesting. We're walking over here. We got different stuff for different parts of the house. Isn't this the greatest place on earth? You guys know it. All right, so kind of in this area over here, we've got lots of carpet. I think carpet's gonna have something to do with our lesson today. I'm not 100% sure. No, let's change that. I'm 100% sure. So as I go around here, hi Tyler.
Hey, Scott.
How you guys doing?
Good, you?
All right, good. Sheesh. How does square? How do I find out area? If I what's the difference? How do I do that?
Area would be square footage.
Okay, and what does that mean by square footage?
You take you take your length times your width.
Okay.
That will give you your square footage.
And what's that based off when you say square foot? What does that mean?
So, this is a square foot tile. It's
Okay.
a 12-inch by 12-inch tile.
Okay, so that's where you get a square.
That's a square.
Okay.
So, everything's in areas based off square footage.
Okay, so I can't just take my room and add up the sides of the floor and figure that out. What do I have to do again?
No, you do length times width.
Length times width to get area. All right. All right, I think I'm getting clear. I think I'm figuring this out. Thanks. All right, so I can take the idea of square footage and I can do a lot of stuff with it. I can do carpet. I got carpet guy right here. I could do this really cool blue carpet and combine it with some orange carpet, then I'd have the Broncos. That'd be kind of cool. I could take this green stuff right here. I could carpet outside and then I'd never have to mow again. I could kind of go for that a little bit, save on the water bill. Might be rough on the knees. I don't know, what else could I use? Let's see. I got all kinds of stuff. Let me go over to this department here for a minute. So I'm here. I can get a 5-foot by 7-foot area rug. All right, so if we just think specifically about area, we're not always just thinking about the floors because there's other places that use it. For example, looking here at some paint, and look what it says right here. If it'll focus, that would be fabulous. Maybe it'll focus. There we go. Nope, that's the ingredients. Let's go to, oh, that's the rules. Somewhere along the line. I grabbed a little one so it wouldn't break. What if it breaks? All right, it says don't drink it. I think we're smart enough to know that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here we are. How to use paint. All right, there it is. How much do you need? Apply at a maximum. I'm gonna put it up here so I'm not bouncing around because that's kind of tough to do. How's it say? It says I need to apply a maximum of 400 square feet per gallon. So apparently I can use that same measurement not just for squares on the bottom, but when they make things like paint, they use area too, which kind of makes sense because a wall is kind of like a floor standing on its edge. So I'm running into a lot of math here. All right, so now I'm over here at insulation, and look what I find. Coverage area, square feet. So that's inside the walls. And over here, look at that. I've got a 4x8 sheet. So that must mean if I take my multiplication and I take the 4 foot by 8 foot, that's 32 square feet. So I can take 32 of those squares that we saw earlier, and I can lay those bad boys down right here on top of Pink Panther. And I can lay that, and it's going to take 32 of those squares to cover that little area. A ton of stuff to deal with area and perimeter. Probably more about area than we will with perimeter. And as if I look over here, I've got siding. Siding's going to be area. It's going to be the size of my side of my house, and it's going to be the length times the width, and that's going to tell me how much I need. And instead of like regular siding, I could get really awesome. Look at this. I could do stones, and it'd look like real rocks, but it's not as heavy. See, check this out. This, oh, I lied. It's heavy. But look, it's only half a rock. Hey, look, it's a rock holding a rock. Yeah, kind of silly, I suppose, but nonetheless. All right, so if I'm looking at boards and things like that, do you think I'd be using area or perimeter on something like this? So we got, hi Perry.
Hi Scott, good to see you.
How you doing today?
Real good. What about yourself?
Not too bad. We're learning some math today.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Have a good day.
You too.
One of the things that was pretty cool about before my trip to Menards when we won the Super Bowl, we won it with defense, which kind of gets me to my next point. Can I get that in there? It's my fence. Fence is going to be much more on my align with perimeter. Now, Tyler taught us a lot about area and understanding that everything's based on covering the floors with those little squares, but perimeter, you got to think defense. All right, so we've got different kinds of materials like wood, and looks like some sort of plastic that we can use. And hey, Michael.
Hey Scott, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Good.
So I've got some questions for you about fencing. So we've been learning about area and things like that, but so how does fencing work?
Well, come on over here.
All right.
It's a perfect example.
All right.
Like this will be like on our grid paper. We can kind of show you. Like on your base, this would be the base, like saying the width on the top of what your fence line would be.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to worry about perimeter, which
Okay.
perimeter is going to be, the two side direction when you're doing a whole square, within the fencing, so you get the whole circumferences of the fence lines that you need.
Okay, so we're not dealing with multiplication. What am I dealing with here?
You're a perimeter and width, and you're dealing with like square footage, 12 inches per square foot.
Okay, so, and that's with area. So with perimeter, I'm just dealing with adding the outside of the edge, right?
The outside of the edge. Correct.
Okay, all right. So how does this work then?
So say you wanted to put a fence in here, and you can determine by your squares, that'll show us like that's going to be like 1 foot.
Okay.
In that square.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're going to be like, say, like on this end, if you're going to attach to a home.
Okay.
Or if you're going to attach it, and then you're going to have to make spots where you're going to put your fence, your gates in and stuff.
Oh.
Of those natures. But then, like you say, if you were attaching to the house, then you would just have a U shape.
Okay.
If you're fencing in a complete square in your yard, then you're going to cover all sides.
Okay.
So it's very important to know those dimensions.
So if you didn't know the difference between addition and multiplication, and you decided to sell somebody this, you'd make a heck of a lot of money, but they'd have way too much fence, wouldn't they?
Correct.
All right, so we've got to make sure that we just take this outside edge here
Correct.
of my yard and this outside edge of my yard, and I add those together, and that tells me how much fence that I need.
Correct.
Huh. Okay, so I could take this and continue here.
Correct.
All right.
The length of the highlighted section of fence
And
to
see,
the nearest foot.
See, this here will actually give you the complete fence plan
Wow.
from your height to everything else,
So
the gates and all.
So it's so easy, even a fourth grader could use it. Would you say
I'll
even
tell you what, a fourth grader with technology today could probably do it better than I can.
All right. All right. So if we said that the outside on that side was, say, 30 feet,
Correct.
and then this side over here was, well, it looks about, let's go with 20 feet. And then that little area was just attached to the house there or something like that, because it went to the neighbor's house. We could just pretend. We could say that would be like 3 feet. Hit OK.
your fence by first selecting a fence
And then
section.
you can add a gate.
Ah, well, let's just go add a, let's see. We'll just, I don't really know what to do at this point in time.
Well, just say if you want sections. You know, like here, what type of fence? Go there.
All right.
Okay,
So-
now, what happens here at this point, once you've put in your dimensions for your whole perimeter,
Okay.
then you turn around and you figure it all out, and this will actually come up and tell you exactly what material that you would need to fulfill that perimeter that you just
Oh,
created.
okay.
Okay.
So,
And so we could actually go down here and print a design,
oh goodness.
and then it'll process it, which you've got there, and you could use this as an example for your fourth grade class.
All right, so it's coming out under here.
Please remove the printout and touch the Touch here to continue button.
See, all you have to do is just kind of pay attention. And look at that.
And then even will tell you what your cost of materials will be.
Look at that. So, as we can see right here, fencing is not cheap. But if you went to the other store, say, like a Home Depot, it would be much, much more, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Yes, I agree, because that's why I shop at Menards, and that's why my kids know that I shop here. So there we go. Well, thank you very much, Michael. I
You're
appreciate it
welcome,
very
man.
much.
See you later, Scott.
All right, thank you.
Tell your class I said hello.
I will do that. Thank you. Actually, you just did. All right, thank you. So if I'm in shelves, all I'm going to be looking at realistically is perimeter. So perimeter, I'm going to add the outside of my walls, and all I'm going to do is just add those together. And I can do fancy ones like this, but it really doesn't matter, because in order to put those up, all I'm going to do is add. So it's much more like ready to check out. How's it going?
Hi, Scott.
How you doing? Hey Ken, how you doing?
Hi, Scott.
Destiny, how you doing? Hey Sierra, how you doing? How you doing? Hey Ray, how you doing? All right. So I made it out alive. I got some pretty cool guys to help me out, teach you guys about math. We learned some stuff at Menards. So I'm gonna go home, put this together, and I even picked up a couple bags of jelly beans, so I'm pretty excited about today. Hey Molly, would you like to be on camera? Would you like to be on camera? Would you like to tell me the difference between perimeter and area? Area is basically, it's our yard, isn't it? And Molly, what we got? We have a fence. We're gonna have to build a fence, and that is gonna be our perimeter. And our fence out here is gonna give us this wonderful perimeter around my yard. And our grass is gonna be the area. So we need to determine what the difference is. Molly, come here, buddy. Would you like to?